have changed though. When we're at home, I don't used to cook.
Yes.
You're watching all those things the media is saying. Please, everybody has their own path to follow. Use your own templates.
People hear this and like,
Yeah.
hey, so there's kitchen off.
Exactly.
Oh, me too. I'm having kitchen off.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Princess. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. I have a guest with me. She's going to introduce herself. Can we meet you, please?
Hello everyone, my name is Queen Success and it's nice to meet you.
I'm Princess and she's Queen. So today's topic is a sensitive one. If you know it's something that you're not comfortable with, please don't be offended. It's just our own personal views. You can also share your thoughts in the comment section on how you feel about certain things we're going to be talking about in this video. What are we going to even call this video now?
Chapter Women.
What are your thoughts on how relocating to a new country can impact individuals, especially in terms of personal and financial independence? Do you want to start or should I start?
No, you can.
Well, we are women, so we'll probably be looking at it from a woman's perspective. Thing is, financial independence that comes with relocating to the Western world has its own drawbacks. Personally, I was working back home. It's almost like it's the same thing for me. I feel like most women, or why some people face challenges, is because back home they were not really working and doing some heavy lifting back home. Or what do you think?
I think to an extent it could happen to some women. There are some who were working,
Right.
but they were not earning so much. And another thing is, when you come over here, you're being paid per hour. So it's the more hours you put in, the more money you're making. So it makes them feel, oh, I can actually do 5 hours and earn this amount,
Right.
more than probably what I was getting
Back home.
It's the excitement that people will not be like, oh, I have this much money with me, I can do this, I feel on top of the world.
I'm not
Independent. So that's one of the things.
Right. Well, that's actually true. We'll still come back to this topic. So just basically going to introduce all the topics and then we'll now speak on everything generally. The second topic we're going to talk about is change in dynamics. From your perspective, have you noticed any changes in women when they relocate, particularly concerning their roles in the family or roles in the family?
The Western world has this thing of we both have to work together. If I sweep the house, the man has to sweep the house. If I'm cooking, the man should also cook.
Right.
Or if I cook, you take the bin out. You would see a lot of women come from back home, and when they come over here, they're still doing the same things they usually do. And then when you get to work, doing some free time conversations, you just hear some lady say, oh, my husband is going to do the cooking, and you're like,
And I'm cooking.
and I'm
doing
cooking.
everything at home.
And then some will say, oh no, I don't do the dishes, my husband does the dishes. And then you just see this proper African woman.
Excuse
Oh,
you?
what is this one saying? So if you're not careful, if you don't have your own self-control, I am doing this for my home, and you let others influence you, that is where you have a problem.
Oh, you guys, I forgot to mention the lawyer, so she's going to be giving all the... Actually, that's true, because especially older couples, young couples these days, I think from relationship, they've already started doing cooperative stuff. You do this, I do that. It's not so traditional, I feel. I don't know if you get what I mean. I feel like this generation of young people that are getting married these days are more cooperative than the previous one, because this generation are mostly both parties working already. For the most part, I feel
it's still the same exposure. It's still, because if you check it, most of these young generations, many of them studied abroad. A lot of them. Or they could have friends who did, and then when they're having those discussions. But if you have some trainings from maybe a grandparent or a very strict parent that tells you, no, it is like this,
you are the wife
in the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. Even if you're in the young generation stage, yes, you will. But I'm not saying that cooperative help, or working hand in hand is bad. It's not, because truth be told, it really helps. Because a lot of us here, everyone is doing different kinds of jobs, a lot. And then when you have kids, it's a total different ball game altogether.
Right.
You have the child to take care of. You're also thinking of safeguarding issues, police issues, welfare, all those things. So
cooperation is a must.
So cooperation, yes, is a must. Because sometimes you just come back and you're exhausted.
Like, you didn't cook anything.
Guy, now wow.
It's true.
And actually, if one person does like lesser hours than the other, then at least the person should do something, and then when the other person with higher number of hours comes back, the other one can then support. But where it's a problem is, let's say the lady, for example, or the woman does some hours, and then she goes to get the kids from school, and then you still expect her to pound yam and do some other strain also. In this country, almost
to spend too much time. We'll come back from the beginning. We're going to like boomerang back to everything. We are just introducing everything, and we'll now talk generally. The third point we're going to be talking about is financial independence. How do you think financial independence plays a role in these changes in terms of relocating and family and all that? How do you think financial independence plays a role? You actually already said it.
Like I said before, if you don't have self-control, the excitement is what causes most of these problems.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I can earn 100k in a month. I've landed. And then you let the excitement control you.
Exactly. Money is,
if you don't know how to control it, you find yourself
you're being
controlled by it, and then you start misbehaving.
Right. True. That's true. Again, I feel like sometimes the reason why they behave that way is because some of the case of the man is doing the financial support aspect, and then the woman is doing the home support and all that. When you come here, because of the fact that cultural changes, unlike back home that is the man that will do everything, here the woman has to support. It's expensive living here. We're not complaining, but I'm just saying that it's expensive living here. It's not easy for one person to foot the bills. How much are you earning? You have to pay rent, you have to pay.
And the rent is, some people pay weekly.
Yeah, exactly. Pay weekly. So how is one person?
Yeah, back home you pay yearly.
Yes, and then you just it's over. This one is, some people are paying weekly, some people are paying monthly. Imagine having to cough out how much. Because we're earning in pounds. I don't like to convert. If you want to convert, don't bother converting. But the point is, one person cannot do it all here. It has to be a cooperative effort. If when you come home, like you rightly said earlier, the wife has gone to work, and then maybe the husband is not on shift because he's at home doing childcare, and then maybe food is not ready or something, then it starts bringing quarrel, and the man is like, you have changed though. When we're at home, I don't used to cook, I don't used to do, forgetting that things have changed. Do you understand?
Yes, I have, sorry to cut you.
Right, that's okay.
I know of someone who, she does 14 hours a day. Shift, 14 hours a day, that's the company's shift. And the husband is at home, and then when she comes back home, all the husband does is like pick the kid from school, and then she comes back home, she's exhausted, she's tired, she's hungry. In fact, the lady wants to sleep, and the next thing she hears is, I want to eat beans. That day she called me, she was just crying. She said, am I going to stay and wait for these beans to start getting cooked? At what time? And then there's nothing for her to eat. So those kind of things are actually heartbreaking.
Yeah.
They are, because we're talking about cooperative effort. The man still thinks, oh, she's an African woman. She has to do it.
She's supposed to have health. I've looked after the kids.
And the 14 hours we're talking about is not like, oh, just appear in work and then disappear back home.
She's working the whole 14 hours.
She's working the whole 14 hours, and then she has to get like 2 buses to get home. Literally, this lady is getting home at about 10 in the night, half 10. If she gets bus on
the
time.
whole day. In this place, you will make money, but you see that money, you will work for that money.
Yes, you work for it.
You earn it.
If she gets bus at the right time, she's getting home at 10. If there's delays and all, she's getting home at 10:30 in the night, and then the man is expecting her to cook beans.
How inconsiderate. Could have just, what if you just boil the beans? Oh, the beans is red. Like
yes,
it's red,
just put the palm oil and the rest.
That's cooperative effort. See what we're saying. The next point is about cultural influences. Obviously, as we already touched on it, so we're going to just keep number 5. So number 5 is supposed to be cultural influences, but I've all just explained the woman coming home and all that. That's that about that point.
The man is still expecting that cultural.
So 5th point is individual perspective. These changes are more influenced by individual choices, societal expectations, or a combination of both. Well, for me, I feel like if your marriage or relationship already has serious loopholes, you should try and fix it before coming here. Because the thing is, the Western world just exposes all the holes that are in an existing relationship. Because especially for women, the truth is, I used to say this sometimes. I've always been a working class person. Do you understand? I've been earning. I'm not saying I don't blow since. I never even blow stuff. My helper, if you're listening to this, now play idea. Kidding. The thing is, I understand the working life. Say for women who this is like their first official jobs, do you understand? They are now exposed to money and all those things. Then it now start making them feel like, this whole time I've been taking all this from this man, and men are just something else. They will literally rub it on your face. I provide for you. I do all this. What do you think you're doing in the home? Imagine somebody has been constantly listening to stuff like this, and then you have the opportunity to. We're humans. We might forgive, but we don't forget. That's
we don't forget words.
Yes.
And it's really painful.
Yeah, so it's like somebody would rubbish these women. They will make them feel small, insult them. Look at you, look at how you are looking. All those kind of stuff. So imagine a woman who has heard all of this, and then she comes here and she has the opportunity to make something out. A lot of women that could actually be doing more than they are doing right now, but the opportunity has not presented itself. I'm not saying the Western world just makes women not humble. I'm also not ruling out the fact that there are some women that are actually overdoing it. I'm not ruling out that fact. You say they are good people, they are bad. Like I used to tell people, every human being has equal amount of good and equal amount of bad. It just depends on how you want to use it. Same thing with intelligence. God created us and everybody has equal intelligence. It's just some people are lucky to use their exactly. Same thing. Somebody has been treated badly and then you expect the person not to revenge. It's like where she said earlier that, at work, you're having conversations with women, with other people, and they're like, oh, my husband does this, and you're like, that be man be this, why my own they different? All those things. That one could also be societal pressure, but then it's also exposure. Do you understand? I don't think that everybody will just say and want their own to be bad. Well, some people, I'm not going to, some people are, that's another level of, those are not the kind, I'm talking about same people who actually want their relationship or marriages to work. I've not been married that long, but if like I guess it's small. so don't come and say how long has she been married that she's already yes. It's not by how long. Sometimes experience and then exposure. I just feel like if some people, like if you know that your marriage or your relationship doesn't have that safe whatever, try and sort it out before you come. I'm also a firm believer of let's make it work. Honestly, I want all that because it breaks my heart when I see movies and I see happy families breaking up and all those things or hear stories. It's painful. But I mean, sometimes it is what it is, right? There are still cooperative families. There are still families that Jackba has helped. Can we stop putting it out there that everybody that travels, their family has issues? It's not like that. There are still families that it has even worked out better.
That's what social media, any little thing, this woman don't leave the husband.
That is the one that's making waves. Do you understand? In fact, people
I don't call police for the husband.
Yes, everybody don't carry that. Like, use your own templates. That's just it. I just feel like
you said before, just fix the loopholes, already in the marriage before you come, because definitely everyone is going to work when you come here, and you're going to have colleagues with different views and different opinions, different suggestions. Everyone will just come up saying so many things. I had a colleague, she says, oh, I don't cook on Fridays. Fridays are my kitchen off. So some other person will hear this and it's left for the woman now. She has said her own. It's working well because the one that has the Friday kitchen off. It's working well for her. Exactly. You don't know how long she's been doing it. And you know that Friday, Oga must eat pounded yam. Your family is this type that, Fridays, the husband is like, we'll all do movie time together. And because you've heard some other person saying, Friday is my kitchen off, you now want to come and do your own. Don't do yours that would suit your own family.
Yes.
Just, if the husband is the type that knows how to use bad and negative words to the wife, you need to try and be more loving and appreciative, because this country, you just see even very old people, they are holding hands, kissing on the road. The first time I landed here, I was just seeing people, I was like, what? I remember catch you.
I know, right?
Discovered that this country, they know how to love themselves.
Yes, they do. You know, I see the movies those days, I'm like, which one be overloved?
And they know how to love themselves. Like, there's this couple, very old couple, my dear. The man is using frame, walking. The other woman, I was standing at the bus stop. There's a car shop just there. The man said, oh, how I wish I can buy you a car. And they both laughed over it.
I'm telling you. See, I'm having goosebumps right now.
That is love. If you're the type you don't know how to show love to your partner, to your spouse, husband or wife, you got to start loving. What they do in Nigeria, we know they love. You just got to love. Maybe like where I work, the husband always comes to drop the wife at work. As in fact, other Nigerians, you come down yourself, you just say bye bye, he's going. This one, the man will come down. And they are Africans. The man will come down, open the door for the wife, kiss her, she goes to work. Oh, have a very good day, blah, 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 blah.
Hello. I know, right? You see those things that we see in movies.
Yes, those things. And
it's live here.
And it also rubs off on the children. You know this whole thing?
Yes, now.
It's not just husband and wife.
Yes.
It rubs off on the children. Like, the school here, they have funny ways of behaving. Sometimes they just call out some kids. Oh, how is it now? We have this mentality. Anytime they ask questions, they want to carry your children.
That's not
No. You as the parent, you are the ones creating that hole that you're saying, oh, they want to come and carry your child. When you, first of all, every child wants to be loved.
Exactly.
Wants to grow up in a loving environment. Yeah. So if you're not showing them that love, and you're not showing yourself love, they will not love anything in school.
Very true.
They won't. You have
and
to.
Then they start and you know, kids, they start reacting. These people, they understand the dynamics of kids.
Yes, they
understand? Do. It's like even when, as a person, maybe you have issues with your spouse, the whole day you're moody, you're feeling. It affects children. Are even the ones that feel it the most. At least we are adults. You can just
like when I have issues with my husband. Even if like we already know we're having issue, we don't even talk about it, especially when the child is there. You see us in the night when the child is sleeping. That is when we now sit down
and trash it out.
You have to work on your differences. You just have to work on it for your own sake and the sake of your children. If you have while you're coming, and if you don't have and you're going to have them here, you just have to start building that happy home, happy environment, not a toxic one.
6th point is balancing traditions and independence. How can couples navigate maintaining cultural traditions and also fostering financial independence? Well, both of us were not financially satisfied to talk about finances, but based on the little we know, we just feel like cooperation is just the best way to go about it. Well, but you do what works for you. There are couples who, when they receive their salaries or when they receive money they've earned, they join it together and then decide, oh, this is what we do. And there are couples who decide that we have a joint account where you bring a certain amount, I bring a certain amount. I know that back home, it's the man that is carrying most times it's the man carrying the financial weight, especially because the woman can work. But here,
you just do what works for you.
Yes, do what works for you. If you guys decide that it's the man that is paying rent, I know that back home, no, my money is for me. Your family, you guys need to work out what you want. If it's both of you joining the money you earn together and then doing what you want, it's up to you. If it's both of you deciding that you bring a certain amount, I bring a certain amount, it's just cooperation. It's not because you guys want to do, oh, you're now earning now, you want to come and show me.
I have a friend.
Please, if you're getting value, remember to share your thoughts on what we have said so far. If you haven't watched other videos from me where we talked about getting a job, our experience in the UK, all those things, make sure to check. I'm going to leave all those videos in the description so that you can binge, right? Based on your observation, what advice would you give couples facing these dynamics after relocation? Like we said, there's no template. Don't use another family's template for your own. Do what works for you. You already know the situations you guys were in. One of the key things is communication. You guys should have time to express how you feel. Also try and share family time. Sometimes when you guys are so busy working, you start drifting. So intentionally create time for you guys to have family time. Go out. Ice cream is not expensive. You guys, see, you only live once.
And watch TV is not expensive.
Family time, exactly. Buy popcorn. Sit down. All those things will bring in sparks that would keep the relationship alive. I know that we came here to hustle, right?
Yeah.
But you still have to create time for family. Every Monday to Friday, people are working and telling each other bye-bye at the door. My dear, it will definitely enjoy you guys. You start drifting. Out of sight is out of mind. When I see videos, life is not that deep. I feel like sometimes we stretch things more than it's supposed to be stretched. And then sometimes when people are desperate, they start looking for desperate measures to want to stay back and then start doing all manner of things.
I know of someone, a couple, who from back home, the husband, in fact, uses abusive words on this lady. He doesn't even let her family people come to see them. That if she wants to send like some money to her people, oh no, you shouldn't do that. I've married you, you're mine. Those kind of things, they are very hurtful, especially if it's a lady who is coming from a family where they had to struggle to send her to school and all that. She just feels like, oh, I just need to support my parents or my siblings. And the man is like, oh, no. Now, they jackpot abroad. The man, when she started working, the man said, oh, your whole salary, I must have it. And the lady is like, okay. At first, she just gave him everything. Being the traditional African lady wife, she gave. And then subsequently, she now found out that, oh, come, I can't even buy toiletries for myself.
Then you have to go back and ask him.
She now went to the man, oh, please, oh, no. How much is tissue? How much is this one? How much is that one? I can't start telling you for my own this is the price. I have to go to the shop and then check out the prices. And then she needs to send money to her mom. Her mom was sick. She couldn't. She told the man, oh, no, we don't need that. We have expenses. Even if it's like 10K, just 10,000 naira.
Not 10,000 pounds.
Not 10,000 pounds. Whatever you want to convert, I need to give you 10,000 naira. Let me just send. No way. I had to start calling people.
Imagine. So after you have finished earning,
yes, and this is the same lady that works the 14 hours. She keeps calling people, oh, please, can you please send money to my mom? And you're like, what's going on? You even work more than you're even asking us for. So those things, they cause a lot of problems. They do. The lady at a point, because she kept complaining, she kept calling people, and definitely you must get advice. Good, bad, ugly.
Exactly.
You must get advice. That, in fact, any day you just hear one advice, the lady has moved out.
If the media wants to,
This
share
lady
that
has
one,
moved
it's
out.
different.
Now the man is now, oh, what an ungrateful wife. I brought you to the UK. You're so ungrateful. But
Yeah,
nobody
okay.
understands what this lady was going through. Don't always tell people.
You need to know who you are sharing.
Don't always tell
Yeah,
people.
who you are sharing with, rather.
I think it's best you sit yourself down. Be you the man, be you the lady. Whoever is more sensitive, sit down. Think out. I'm going to use myself an example. I've been married for 10 years now.
Jesus.
Oh, no, sorry. No, sorry. No, I've known my husband for 10 years, but officially we've been married for like 8 years.
Wow.
Back home, school. What we tried so hard to do was communicating.
See what I said? You get sense more.
We kept the communication. If Viber isn't working, I might download WhatsApp. We'll do WhatsApp. If WhatsApp is not working, any means. And it's not just how are you, hello, have you eaten, have you not eaten. Things, try and make your partner your friend. Things you can go outside and share to a friend, no matter how silly, stupid, whatever it sounds like. You tell him,
Exactly.
you tell her.
They are not saying you should overdo it to a hand.
Don't overdo it. That
You know what we're talking about.
But create a friend. Like my husband will say, yes, in paper, we're husband and wife. In paper, we're husband and wife. But in reality, we are best friends.
Before I used to think because of course when people are taking pre-wedding photos and all those, you be like, my God, some things are staged, most times staged. But over time, I've actually, that saying where they say my husband is my best friend, it's actually really true. The other day I was having a conversation with my husband. I was like, now I really understand when they say my husband is my best friend. When we were having our marriage counseling, my pastor said, I think it was my pastor's wife that was explaining. She said, I can't remember the exact words she used. She said, we have gotten to the extent where it feels like he's the only person that I can share everything I need to share. Most times we always have that one friend that knows everything. So, this is my friend. No, we can't end this friendship. My pastor said, if the love is not there anymore, the friendship will keep the marriage going until you guys are able to get back. Sometimes sparks. It's like when you light a candle, sometimes it goes down and then it comes up again. So that's just how I feel like marriage is. I know I haven't been married for so long,
but the communication, you just need to keep up with it. And then, like I said earlier, you have kids, try as much as possible to create a loving environment for them. Tell me, there's this. I said, tell me.
I know. I'm a poor person. Yes, I feel like that makes couples bond and couples bond. I mean, that amebo. You are like, if you have experienced it, put it in the comment section. You have one friend that you guys are always. These days, do you know you guys are so close? Let your husband be that friend.
Yes.
Or your wife. Well, it look like we're not talking for the wife, not talking for the guys. We're not really now the fact that guys go through stuff too. I know that the way we are saying, oh, women, there are also men who are playing the other role. We empathize with you, but unfortunately we can't really touch on that because we're ladies. But then we understand that there are also men who are going through this. Try and see if you can use some of the tips we have shared.
Restructure.
So all those things.
Some couples that are having problems, try and figure out what this whole problem is. Figure out
the root cause.
This happens and it sparks this.
Exactly.
This happens and it sparks this. Turn those things around. Try a different method. And see if you try a different thing, would this still spark the same thing or it will stop? Because you need to make the home peaceful. So try and work on it, and then I'm sure, hopefully by the grace of God, things will work out. You don't need to start, see what this person did to me, see what my wife did, see what my husband did.
That's another thing. That's another thing. Sometimes the people you're sharing your situations with are not the right people. Sometimes you are sharing it with the people you want to hear what you want to hear. There are times where some want to hear.
Some even in a worse situation than you are in, and they will give you advice that they will not do, something that will scatter your own.
Exactly. I'm telling you, some people don't even know that.
Goodness.
Some people don't know that the person you're telling that you think is helping is actually adding fuel to your fire.
Problems, because they will never tell you sit down and reflect and solve your problems. No, they won't. He's doing this, she's doing this.
If it's me, I will not take it.
Are you not working out? Pack out.
They did their own house, so
they're not even touching you. They're just using mouth. You pack out. Then tomorrow school will be calling you. Oh, you're picking up, do this. Oh, but that's the thing. I have friends who also complain. Some of them are not. They've separated, they've divorced, and they just keep having reports. Oh, your child this, your child, because the child is not happy.
You need to know who you are listening to, because sometimes who you're calling friends are not actually friends. And then sometimes I feel like it's better you even seek professional advice, because sometimes when you don't even know if the person you're sharing your problems with is actually the right person you should be sharing it with. I think professional help. I know where we're coming from. It's not something that people would normally do.
Yes.
But having someone mediating who doesn't have anything to gain, who is just doing their job, will be more helpful, I feel. Or better still, your pastor. Like, you need to just look for
I think first of all, before you start looking for therapist and pastor, reflect on yourself. You are your own problem.
Sometimes
you are your own problem.
Yes.
Think, reflect. Because they can meet a therapist and meet a pastor. If you know they talk,
it will not exactly therapist, pastor, whoever you want to meet that listens to you guys, or that can put them.
First, person will not open your mouth to talk. You have to talk your talk.
Communication is key.
That is it. You're not understanding the person you want to get married to.
That's a red flag.
If you don't have these three things and you have already married,
try and
go and look for them. This communication thing has two parts. It can increase the love and it can cause hatred. I can say something to you that will offend you so badly that you won't even want to talk to me anymore. That is it.
You guys, you see that you are getting value for what you are watching. Please subscribe. Thank you so much. If we continue, we will not leave here today, because there's a lot to share. But I really want to appreciate you guys for staying to this extent. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure to stay subscribed. This channel is about entertainment, education, like entertainment, basically educational entertainment. I'll bring everything for you guys. We're just sharing our opinion. There's actually a lot more we would have said, but we're just trying to be as subtle as possible so that we don't offend people. You understand that it's a very delicate situation, and a lot of women who are going through stuff that is even worse than what we're even saying. You understand? We empathize with you, and we hope that you'll be able to solve all the issues, come out of it. You guys, if you've watched this extent, we just want to say thank you. Please tell my guest thank you so much. Thank you for coming. She was able to make out time. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Success, for showing up. Thank you, Queen. Success. I really appreciate it, honestly. You guys, if you know you have a thing or two that you feel like you can share, send me an email. We'll just find a way to make it work. I'm available for collabs, right? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If we have offended anybody, then please, if you don't want to miss out on all the juicy content that will be coming your way, subscribe, like, share. See you in the next one. Bye.